What's up, loves? Welcome to Mama's Cocktail Hour. It's your girl, Zeta Lisa. Welcome to That's Dope. Come on in, folks. I hope you guys are having an amazing night. Today, we are going to be discussing a topic that I myself thought was cliche. I myself thought there's no way that can be true. But today we're going to discuss how to manifest anything into reality. So if you guys have a couple of minutes, come jump on this live. Get your cocktails ready. Today I'm drinking white Zinfandel. And I definitely need it today because I feel like the week is winding down. And for me, it's like all the things I have to do in the weekend, all the things that I have to prioritize with school coming and the kids. So it is definitely needed. This topic is 100% relatable to myself because I am still not where I want to be. So I manifest daily what I want to then in turn change into reality or make my reality. So welcome everybody who's joining to That's Dope. It's my segment for Mama's Cocktail Hour. My name is Zeta Lisa for everybody new just joining. And this topic was super important to me today because when I'm trying to reinvent or brainstorm or see what it is that my audience wants to see from myself, from my ladies, you always have to go back before you move forward. Now, if you are starting a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if maybe you want to start a podcast, there's a couple of things that I want to go over with you today that can help you in that process. I am in no form, way, shape, or form a expert. Like I said, I am just going through the motions, learning as I go. And I want to share that. Because there's something that I say on my team a lot is that I love to drop gems. I think it's super important to share information because we grew up in a world where if people knew things, they didn't want to share them or they felt like they couldn't share them because, it's going to make this person do it too. Let me tell you something, which we spoke about on our podcast that we just did recently. No one is ever going to be you. You are uniquely you. So no one is going to be able to do what it is on your platform, regardless if someone is exactly doing the same thing. It could be a bit annoying, but nonetheless, it should be flattering and you should always be looking for growth. So let's jump right in for everybody who is on early. Welcome. Hey Tammy, what's up? Santos, Jazz, Elise. I think I saw Dr. McKella in here. She is my mentor. I love that girl. She's amazing. If you guys haven't checked her out, please check out Dr. McKella. Hurden, if I'm saying your last name wrong, my bad, but she is amazing. Welcome to everybody that's joining, and let's dive right in because it's going to be an amazing show. And like I said before, we have to go back before we go forward. And I'm already getting hot. Like, I got on this little overall thing, but guys, I'm already getting hot. It's the liquor. It must be. So let's dive right in. First, help me out because I'm trying some new things with my podcast. Can you guys drop a 1 in the comments if you guys can hear me? Please drop a 1 because I'm using a new microphone, so I want to know you guys can hear me clearly. I'm telling you guys, when it's a podcast, you always reinventing, finding something better, finding something that's a little bit more upscale. Perfect. Thanks, Tammy. Appreciate you. And today is going to be a more interactive live where I'm going to tell you guys to drop 1s if you understand, 2s if you don't, hearts if you like what I'm saying. If you need me to go back, I want to know your feedback. Even if you're watching and maybe you're a little shy to drop a comment, please just drop a 1 or a 2. When appropriate so I know that you understand what it is that I'm saying. What's up, y'all? You guys are amazing. Thanks for the 1s. All right. So like I said, you starting a podcast, you starting a business. In order to go forward, you need to go back. It starts with you, right? For instance, me, I loved to talk. I loved media. I never knew what to do with that though. The hardest thing for me when someone asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up or what I wanted to do, it wasn't the what. For me, it was the how. How do I do that? Right? Because I grew up in an age where if you wanted to be media, if you wanted to be in media, or if you wanted to be a VJ, or if you wanted to do something like how we're doing right now, we didn't have this platform. So a lot of it was hand in hand shit. And what I mean by that is if you wanted to be a VJ, you was going to wait online for 106 in Park and shoot your shot and get 2 minutes of fame and hopefully that you made the line, in time. That was the age that I grew up in. And for me, I'll be 100% honest, guys. My ego was not going to allow me to wait on no line for 4 hours to hopefully see Freya AJ and spit my 2 seconds. There was no way I was going to do that. So now the times have changed and now we are able to build our own platforms, and we'll get into that. But let's talk about how do you come to the realization about the things that you want in your life or the things that you aspire to be. You have to do the background work first. You can't just follow waves, because if you follow waves and you do things that other people do or you think are relevant or is working for that person, it may not necessarily work for you, because you have to be comfortable in your new, whatever your new is. So let me tell you how I went back and how I created Mamas and how this platform even came about and the work that I did to kind of get here. And I'm still working by all means. So do not take this as like I'm still working. When I was a little girl, and we're going to go back, I used to love tape recorders. I don't know if you guys remember Home Alone. Home Alone was my favorite movie. When he had the tape recorder that would slow shit down and go faster. Drop a 1 in the comments if you know what that is. If you young, you probably not gonna know what that is, and that's embarrassing. But drop a 1 in the comments if you know the recorder that I'm talking about. It was a recorder. It was silver and black, and he had it on Home Alone 2. I loved that thing. It was everything to me. When I wanted to buy it, it was too expensive, but my mom ended up getting me a hand-me-down, and it was the best thing ever for me. I would tape record old things and then listen to them back in my moments of sadness or my moments of I got in trouble. I would purposely record funny things and then listen to them back when I felt sad. So right away, my humor, my laughter, my personality is what helped me get through my tough moments. So that right there is what put me in a place to say, what is it that I'm doing that makes me happy? So for instance, for anybody out there, if for you it's writing or it's art or it's fixing cars, you need to really get to the what that makes you happy. Because once you start living in that, then you can turn that into your potential how later. We're going to get to that. Hold on, folks. Welcome to everybody that's joining. Today we are talking how to manifest anything into reality. So if you guys are tired of putting the bullshit off for tomorrow, you are in the right place, folks. So we're going back first. So from the age of 11 years old, I loved to hear myself on playback. I would record funny segments to keep me sane. So my path, if you think about it, it wasn't by accident. I visualized it. I manifested it, right? Because from little, I took something that I enjoyed and I did it. And I continue to do it. Fast forward to my college years, I took media and communications. And yes, like every other college student, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do with that. Again, we're not going back to the how I got to my purpose. We know how now. We know what my purpose is, rather. Now, it's how am I getting there, right? And for everybody jumping on, I'm talking about, I'm an 80s baby, born in 86. So naturally, computers, the internet, all of that started happening when we were in our early 20s. maybe 21, 22. So it was an age of hand-in-hand stuff. So if you wanted to become a VJ or you wanted to do media work, it would mean getting a lot of coffee. It would mean submitting your resume with thousands of other people who are probably submitting their resume to be an intern. It's a different world than we're in now. The world that we're in now, guys, we can create our own reality. Drop a 1 in the comments if you understand what the fuck I'm saying. Create your own reality. Let's talk about how we do that. I don't see no 1s in the comments. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. I need to know if you guys are with me. Do you understand that you can create your own reality? All right, I got 1. Let's keep going. I'm going to take a sip until I get a couple more. Let's go. Don't be shy. And I hope you guys are taking notes. All right, we got 2. So how to start to manifest what you want in your life is pretty simple. Create it yourself in the smallest form. The law of attraction is real. The law of attraction uses the power of subconscious mind to translate whatever it is in our thoughts and materialize them into reality. What does that mean? I'm going to use a simple example. You're dreaming of this Starbucks coffee. You want this Starbucks coffee. You've been thinking about it. You saw a commercial. It's subconsciously dropped into the back of your head. You wake up in the morning. You smell the smell of coffee on a bus. And now what are you doing in those moments? You're putting together in your mind. Apparently I have a delay. Oh, sorry, love. You're putting together in your mind your wants, right? You're creating those thoughts, you're putting it together, and then you're gonna create that want. You're gonna go into Starbucks and you're gonna buy that coffee, right? How do you do that with your dreams and your inhibitions? A lot of times we don't do it, and the reason why we don't do it is because we stop ourselves. We tell ourselves no. We don't believe that we can live in that light. And that is the reason why oftentimes people cannot manifest their reality. So let's just break it down just a little bit further. In basic terms, everything that you want will eventually turn into a reality if you take the necessary steps to do that. When I got into social media, and this was maybe a year and a half now, maybe a little less than a year ago, there was something that I heard on social media that would drive me the fuck crazy. And it was like, be intentional with your posting. And I was like, what the fuck do they mean? I'm intentionally posting. I want to post because I want people to see. I want my message to be clear. What do they mean? Right? You hear this all the time on Reels, and it can, until you fully understand what is your want, who is your audience, what are you trying to portray, you cannot intentionally post. So I'm going to intentionally post my live after we're done with this, right? Because I want you guys to see that I can run my mouth, that I'm good at these things. I want you guys to see that you can tune in every Thursday and come to me for information, for gems, for entertainment. I want mamas to be a network, right? Drop a 1 in the comments if you can see that I intentionally do that on mamas. Drop a 1 in the comments. What's up, y'all? Welcome. I don't see 1s. Y'all gonna get me mad. I'm gonna be somebody's auntie whooping somebody's ass up in here. All right, I got 1. Thank you, cousin. I appreciate you. I love you. Because what's up, guys? It is important that we intentionally say what it is that we're trying to do. The subliminals are amazing. The video content that subliminally throws your message, but the actual talk, the actual saying it, the actual intent is way more important. we get what we think we can have. Remember that. If you think you can't have something, you don't think you're worthy, you are never going to get that. Right? For me, the reason that was holding me back from so many years of putting out my own content, putting out my YouTube, or putting out my social media was me. I allowed other people around me to give me 1,000 no's, tell me 1,000 I don't think so's, maybe next time, you could do it, I think. I allowed all of that to stop me from progressing. It wasn't until I stopped listening to the opinion of others that I was truly able to focus on what it is that I wanted to do. What are some tools that I used, right? I am someone who is extremely scatterbrained. So what works for these amazing women on these platforms, scripting, journaling, speaking your affirmations, a lot of that stuff never worked for me. And I'll be completely honest. What worked for me was having an action plan and having somebody in my corner to make sure that I check those boxes. Because what do we need? We need accountability. And a lot of times when it's just like yourself, right? You going to the gym. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym today. Yeah, it's looking like a good day. I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to work out today. And what ends up happening? You talk yourself the fuck out of working out. Whether it's you make an excuse, whether you say, oh, well, the kids needed me or I needed to cook dinner, whatever it is the excuse, you talked yourself out of it. Instead, we need to manifest our reality. We need to put the work into action. Have a friend around, a good friend, and let's talk about that, because when you're on your mission to fulfill your purpose and manifest your reality, you're going to have a lot of people who can't manifest their own reality. So they're going to shut you down. They're going to tell you you're not good enough. They're going to tell you, how are you going to make time for that? Oh, but you got your job. Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. These are all the negativity that you need to block out of your life. Because if you have that, you are not going to be able to successfully manifest your reality. Drop some fucking ones in the comments, guys. If you guys are understanding what the fuck I'm saying, let me know. I need some feedback, and I also need to take a sip because I'm running my damn mouth. So let's go. Drop some ones in the comments, guys. Let me know you with me thus far. What's up to everybody just joining? Whew. Let me take some more sips. Okay. You can trust someone who is positive, who is going to hold you accountable for your actions, for your wants. So weird. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm having some connection issues. Okay. Jumping right back into it. The more you second guess yourself, the more you're procrastinating from your purpose. That is some of the things that I realized I was doing throughout my journey. First, I'm very vocal about this. I had a problem with the visual, right? I had a problem with myself. So that was something that I had to fix. I can't want to be on a social media platform and talk and share experiences if I'm not comfortable with self. So there were steps that I had to take to get comfortable with myself before I embarked on this journey. And a lot of times there may be things that you need to do in your life, people that you need to set straight, boundaries that you may need to set before you can start embarking on your journey. And mine was my weight, my health. I had to take care of me before then I started to embark on my journey. One of the things also that I encountered throughout my journey of manifesting my wants into reality. For anybody who is jumping in, welcome to That's Dope. Welcome to Mama's Cocktail Hour. We are talking about manifesting your wants into reality. Getting comfortable with yourself is key. Absolutely. It is important, because if you're not comfortable with yourself, how are you going to be comfortable sharing your content? How are you going to be comfortable talking about things? How are you going to be, if you're selling something and you're an entrepreneur, how are you going to be comfortable talking to people if you're not comfortable with self? So that's first. If you guys want to check out Mama's Cocktail Hour, we did a whole live in regards to self-confidence and what myself and the girls have been through regarding self-confidence, especially on social media, so you guys can check that out. But also, jumping back into manifesting your wants. Do the research. Now, one of the things that I'm big on is I'm a visual learner. If you are someone who is visual, I would recommend getting on YouTube. If you're someone who does art, if you're someone who wants to start up a podcast, if you're someone who's rapping, go to YouTube. YouTube will teach you what it is that you need to get for your business, what is it that you can get that's inexpensive, what is functional, because I will tell you right now, I am using my cell phone and a mic, okay? This mic right here is a USB mic, okay? So it ties up to my cell phone. I don't have a big fancy camera right now. I'm still working towards that. I do 90% of my content on my phone. And I also do some content on my GoPro. GoPros are amazing for content. If you guys are looking for ways to do your content inexpensively, if you have an iPhone, iPhones are the GOAT. If you have an updated iPhone, you can absolutely do your content on your iPhone. I recorded my whole podcast that you guys just seen on Mama's Cocktail Hour. That was recorded on my iPhone with mics. So there are inexpensive ways, and I'm dropping gems, guys. I want some gems in the damn comments. I seen one from Jazz, but she don't count because she's down with us. So I need you guys to drop some gems. Also, if you guys are interested in what it is specifically that I use for my content, some of the tools, some of the apps, let me know. We can do a separate live for that where I can drop some gems, some specific gems as to what it is that I use for my production. Something else that I use that I'm very big on is my light. Guys, people want to see you. They want to see your glory. They want to see how beautiful you are. They want to see how amazing you are. Show yourself. Be proud of it. I see a lot of podcasts out there, no shade, where I can't even see the person. And for me, Instagram is the new wave of TV, quick TV. I am on Instagram more than I am on watching Netflix or watching TV. So it is important that your visual production is up to par. Shout out to my husband at the God Sean De Niro. He is the one who taught me all about visual content because he does produce. He is a producer. He does make videos and he is a rapper. So that all goes hand in hand. So that's where I got some of my gems from. Another thing. Thank you guys. It's a Rode mic. I can put it in the description what type of mic it is. Another thing that I frequently realize among women, which is so interesting, is don't be afraid to take a leap of faith. Oh my God. If I can tell you how many times women have, even women on my platform, even myself has tried to talk myself out of something because I do not think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm worthy, right? I don't think I could do that. Oh, I can't do that. She does it so well. I can't. Why the fuck not? You can do anything that you set your mind to. Anything within measure, anything within preparation. I think that's important. Don't think that you're going to go. Don't also set unrealistic goals, folks. Don't set unrealistic goals. Set realistic goals. If you're starting a podcast, some things that you should be, I'm going to use a podcast as an example because I have a podcast. If you're starting a podcast, some things that you should be developing in the first months is your branding. Your branding should be as clear as day. I should know what your name is. I should associate you by a color, whether your brand is pink, like my brand is pink and black. I know when you see pink and black, you know it's your mama's. Okay? That is purposely done because I want you guys to understand when you see pink and black and you see that microphone, you know, or those headphones rather, you know it's Mama's Cocktail Hour. So branding should be clear and concise. You also need to take people on a journey. Instagram is the art of storytelling, right? So people do not want you to jump into something and they don't know who the fuck you are. What did I say in the beginning? Start from the beginning. Don't jump into the future. I want to know what it is that got Zeta here today. What made her come here? What made her create That's Dope? What made her create Mama's Cocktail Hour? And we're going to get into that, guys. I'm going to drop some gems today. I'm going to tell you guys specifics about me and how I got to where I was. When I first started to think about how I wanted to jump into the media world, the first thing that I thought was, we're going back to what I said early in the live, right, guys? Create it yourself in the smallest form. So if I want to jump into media, I need people to see what it is that I can do. I want people to see that I can interview well, or I can be interviewed, right? So how do I create that? I create a platform. I hooked up with one of my best friends. She has always been my biggest supporter. Shout out to Elise. She was my A1 day one. She started with me. And when I told her that this is what I wanted, a real friend was like, how can I help? And that right there was my accountability. Because anytime that I tried to talk myself out of doing it, she was like, so what's going on? What are we doing? What are the next steps? So that, it was my accountability first and foremost. So that's what you need. Whether it's a husband, a friend, a mother, a sister, you need someone to hold you accountable, because there will be nights that it's hard. There will be days where you're overwhelmed. There will be days where you want to shut it off. You don't want to do it no more. So you need good people around you. But before you found those good people, there's going to be a lot of people that you need to weed out. And those people may be the people closest to you, because they're going to be the people who don't understand your vision or are not comfortable with you being outside the box, right? I have been always someone who suffered with weight my whole entire life. I've always been the fat girl. I was always the fat, funny girl. Let's put it in perspective. Drop someone in the comments if you understand what I mean by that. So for the longest time, I was this woman that had an amazing presence, was super funny, was super social, but I never liked myself. So people kept me in that box. People kept me in the box of, okay, she don't like taking pictures, she don't take videos, But as soon as I stepped out of that box, it was a lot for people to handle. Now I'm on social media. Now I'm embracing my curves. Now I'm embracing my body. They're not comfortable seeing me like this. They're not comfortable seeing me walking in my purpose. Drop a 1 in the comments if you ever had anybody in your life who is not comfortable seeing you walk in your purpose. Either it's jealousy, either they wish they could do it, either they wish that they have the courage to do what it is that you could do. You have to set boundaries for those people, folks. You have to. Once I stopped being the person that was hiding from the camera and started embracing the camera, I started walking towards what? I started manifesting what, guys? It's all coming together now. I started manifesting my reality. But I had to go backwards first, right? I had to figure out, why the fuck am I having these problems internally with myself? I was always a person who was funny. I was always a person who was social. I was always a person who walks into the room who can make anybody laugh at the drop of a fucking dime. If you're my friend, you will know that. But the why was because I wasn't comfortable with myself, right? So once I jumped out of that box, became a new person, I now had to deal with the people who were not comfortable seeing me like this. The people who were not comfortable seeing me confident. The people who were not comfortable seeing me sexy. The people who were not comfortable seeing me let my hair down or wear crop tops. Yes, I'm wearing a crop top. Guys, 5 years ago, I would have never in my fucking life thought I would be like this. But what did I do? I manifested my reality. By what? By doing the work. By figuring out what is holding me back from my goals. What is holding me back from my reality, from my dreams, from my ambitions? It was myself. And a lot of times we are our worst critic. So my recommendations from anybody on this live who is trying to start a business, trying to start a podcast, maybe trying to just is a digital creator, is an artist, you need to first figure out what it is that is holding you back. When you start making excuses about why you can't do something, you need to get down to the nitty-gritty as to why are you making excuses. You telling me that you can't do something because, oh, you have to do that. That's an excuse. Why are you making that excuse? Because you're not comfortable with something. But you need to get down to the reason why you are not comfortable. Going back to when I created Mamas. When I created Mamas was during COVID. I was at my lowest. I was so bored. Someone who is so social. I didn't have anything to do. So it only made sense. And what was it? The law of attraction, guys. The law of attraction is so fucking real. Because when COVID happened, I started to come up with so many ideas. I was like, oh my God, like, I would love to have a show where I spoke about A, B, and C. And what was it? It was the law of attraction bringing it back to me. It was the law of attraction receiving that. So if it's something that you love, you always gonna come back to it. Shout out to my girl Jazz. My girl Jazz talked about how she loved singing. She loved singing as a kid, as a young adult, and now in her present time, it has coming back. It has came back. Why? Because the law of attraction uses the power of the subconscious mind to translate whatever is in our thoughts and make them into reality. Drop a fucking 1 in the comments if you understand what the fuck I mean. You are always gonna walk towards your purpose. But you are not going to allow yourself to get there if you're not willing to do the work. For me, the work was fixing my self-confidence. It was being comfortable with self. You have to do the work. Nobody can do that for you. Your husband is not going to be able to validate you. Believe me, mine has tried many a times to tell me how beautiful I was. I didn't want to hear that shit. My friends, my family, I didn't want to hear how dope I was because I didn't love myself first. If there is a desire in you to do something or make something or create something, I believe fully in my heart that there's a reason for that. If you keep coming back to art, you were meant to be a fucking artist. Shout out to my girl, Lotus Pro Creations in the comments. If you guys haven't checked her out, her name is V. She is an artist. She is amazing. She manifested that. She created that. She's a mom of 2. And it doesn't matter when you start, folks. You can start at 50. You can start at 20. It doesn't matter. Let me have some drinks, guys. I'm running my mouth today. Welcome to all the people just joining. Welcome to That's Dope, guys. The topic is how to manifest your wants into reality. And we are talking about how you have to do the work with yourself. You need to get down to the reasons why you are making excuses for the things that you want to do. Because we are the reason why we don't walk in our purpose. Sinful, amazing. You have now manifested a whole business of creating bracelets, and it's amazing and it's dope. And guess what? You did that. You manifested that. How did I manifest Mamas into reality? I thought to myself, what was my strengths and what was my weaknesses? I wanted a clear indication of what my brand was. It's natural that when we talk with females and we having amazing conversations, it's always done with a cocktail. See my branding, folks? So my thought was, let's have cocktail hour. But let me put this in perspective. I didn't come up with the concept myself. My girl did. She came up with the concept. Shout out to Elise. She's in the comments. She came up with the concept. Mama's Cocktail Hour. And at first I hated it. I hated it. Why? Because I also felt like we Spanish, so you gonna call us mamas? I gotta be real, guys. I gotta be real. I hated it. But it was something about the law of attraction that just kept me coming back to it. I shared it with a couple of people in the industry that I know. And they kept on saying, wow, that name is great. And I must have got a millions. I'm great. And I humbly went back to my friend and was like, I think that's it. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah, that's it. And it was God, y'all. It was my divine purpose pushing me in that direction, because that would have been the thing that did not allow me to move forward. Because if you don't have a name and you don't have that was gonna. So once I came up with the name, I then started thinking about, okay, well, what does Mama's Cocktail Hour mean to me? What do I want this platform to be? I want this to be a woman empowerment platform. I want this to be a platform that women can come and feel safe. Shout out to all the women who've been reaching out to myself and the ladies about personal things going on. If you guys are interested in possibly having a show where you guys can ask questions privately and we talk about them online, again, they would be privately, let me know. That was something that I dreamt of, and it is now coming into reality. I dreamt of it being a network where there was shows within a major show. And let me tell you how that works, guys. Tuesday Talks with Jazz. That's Dope with Zeta Lisa. At Home with Elise. Serenity Now with Nancy G. These were all things that I manifested. I manifested this. And what? I put it into action. By what? By doing the work. We have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to take the necessary steps, and you cannot be afraid or second guess yourself. As women, or men, we tend to second guess anything that it is that we're doing because we compare ourselves to other people. Oh, well, her content looks better. Oh, well, she's funnier. Oh, they're more entertaining. Oh, I can't do it. No. I say this all the time on That's Dope, guys. If you guys get anything from me, is what? Don't block your fucking blessings. 2, I can never be you and you can never be me. So please, women, do not be intimidated by this. I say that respectfully. Do not be intimidated by this. I am a woman who has issues, who has insecurities, who goes through her own shit just like how you do. Don't let this ponytail, this makeup, and these earrings fucking fool you. I got problems too, boo. I have my problems. I have my days when I feel like shit. I have my days where I don't feel comfortable. Do not allow other women to intimidate you. Or men. Because when you start saying, you know what? I don't care what it is that they think. I don't care what it is that they say. I'm going to do what authentically makes me happy. That's when you start moving towards your divine purpose. That's how you start manifesting your reality. Shout out to everybody new that's just coming on. Welcome to That's Dope. Okay, so mamas, we created our brand name, and from there, the pieces started to come. We bought our equipment. We spent $1,000 on the top-notch equipment that we can buy so we can start. And when we first started, guys, let me tell you, we was on YouTube only. If you guys want to check that out, go to our YouTube and subscribe now, because you can see some old-ass content where we was looking suspect, we was looking scared, and it was the beginning, but it was amazing. I was so happy living in my purpose. I was so happy just doing what it is that I finally set myself to do. I was so proud. And it wasn't until you dive into it. Another thing that I think we do is, I tell my team all the time, and I fall victim to this too. Completed is better than perfect. I'm going to tell you, being in the game now, in the Instagram game now, maybe 10 months, 8, 9, 10 months, I am still not perfect. We are still not perfect. There are some lives that we do that get fucked up. The audio's messed up. It didn't save. Shows that we couldn't. Nobody is perfect. So again, don't allow what you see to deter you. Ever. Yeah, somebody might have 50,000 followers, but they don't got what you got. Because you something special. This weighed heavy on my soul. Shout out to everybody throwing ones. Throw ones in the comments if you feel what I'm saying, guys. If you understand what I'm saying. If you understand how, in order to manifest your reality, you need to do the work. You need to figure out what is it that you're doing that's holding you back? Is it your inability to be comfortable with self? Is it your procrastination? I could throw a one up in there. I'm the biggest procrastinator in fucking life. Any of my friends will tell you that. Are you a procrastinator? Are you somebody who's naturally lazy? There's a lot of people out there who rather spend time on watching TV or just laying. Are you a procrastinator? Are you someone who is, like I said, dealing with self-insecurity issues? You don't want to show yourself on camera. It is important that when you're going on your journey to manifest your reality, you need to do the work to figure out what it is that's holding you back. If you want to buy a Range Rover, right? And you want to lease a Range Rover, but your credit is 550. In order to lease a Range Rover, I know because I'm actually working towards that. You need an 850, close to an 850, maybe 750 to 850 credit score. If you have a 550 credit score, how are you going to manifest your reality? How are you going to get that Range Rover? You have to do the work. You would need to create a budget. You would need to figure out what the fuck. You would need to lower down some of your credit card balances. You would have to pay off some debt. You need to manifest that. Nobody's going to do that for you. You can't sit back and hope that somebody's going to do that for you, folks. And I see that a lot. You have to put in the work at any capacity. That is how you manifest your reality. You start by small goals. All right, today, I'm going to create the name of my business. Today, I created Mama's Cocktail Hour. It's going to be black and pink. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be dope. It's going to be hot. And guess what? The merch is going to be called Mama. That's the plug, folks. If you want to check out our Mama's Cocktail Hour merch, you could do so on our website at www.mamascocktailhour.com. Our digital creator, Nancy, has it up and running and it is popping. So check that out for all our content in one place. What's up, blunts? The topic today is manifesting your wants into reality, girl. And I was telling everybody, you gotta put in the fucking work. Put in the work. Stop second guessing yourself. Knock people out of your life who are negative. If you speak to a friend and every time you speak to that friend, you telling them about something that amazing that's happening in your life, something that amazing that's happening right now, and she switches the subject every time, she not happy for you. She is not happy for you. Drop her. Drop a one in the comments if you have a friend like that. If you have a friend that every time you excited about your business or you excited about your new endeavors or your vacation or whatever it is that you're doing in your life, and every time you talk to her, she switches the conversation, she switches the topic, you need to drop those people. Because those people are going to be the ones to hold you back. And I'm telling you, it's not the most easiest thing. I've done it. And I have my trials and tribulations. I have my bad days. I have my good days. But at the end of the day, I know that I need to walk in my purpose. And this is now my purpose, and I found it. So for whoever is wishing on my downfall, hoping like, yeah, this is gonna pass. This is only gonna be a 2 months thing. Guess what, bitches? We 9-10 months in. And we have a purpose. So we ain't going nowhere. So get used to it. If you don't have those type of friends, that's amazing. Blunts, I'm going to bring you on, girl. I want to hear what it is that you got to say. Hold on. I'm bringing on Blunts. What's up, girl? I'm hot today. It's because I've been preaching.
Hey everybody!
What's
Yeah,
up,
you've
girl?
been testifying, girl. I'm loving
Oh,
it.
wait. Hold on. I got to disconnect. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on.
Go
Go ahead. Hey.
Okay, how y'all doing, everyone?
What's up, love?
I wanted to chime in on this because I did this recently. I, as you know, I recently became a manager for rap artists or what have you, and
I'm
like
sorry.
I
I didn't
have
catch that. You became a manager for what?
rap artists. Like I started a management company. I'm waiting on my LLC. But I
Nice.
started a management. Yeah, I started a management, Rockstar Management, and I'm looking for other artists to join in. But my husband, as you know, we've been together 21 years, and he does. It seems like he doesn't want me to have anything. It's like, hey, mamas. It seems like he doesn't want me to have any money. He doesn't want me to have any friends. He doesn't. He only wants me all about him. And I try to explain to him that like I broke up with him today. Like I totally dumped my husband today because we were at the casino and I'm sorry, but I can't be without nothing. And my husband is the type he'll give to the stranger before he give to me. So now that I'm learning and it's taking me so long to see this, and now that I'm starting to see it, so I keep money in my wallet. Like I keep a certain amount of money in my wallet at all times just in case anything happens. Because my husband will keep all the money in his pocket. And if he gets into a car accident and dies, they're not going to say, hey, we found this $20,000 in his pocket. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question, Mary. Shout out to Mary. She is a huge fan of the show. She has a podcast as well. What's your
But what
podcast
these
name,
bitches
Mary? Drop
want,
it. What's your podcast?
it's
Tell us.
called What These Bitches Want. WT, but what these, WTBW. I'm sorry. I've been like, I'm kind of going through it because my husband today. So,
No, okay. So let me ask you something, Mary. When you were manifesting your dreams, did you include him in them? Did you tell
always,
him what they were?
always, 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 always. I always include him in everything. Like I talked to him, and when I first started it, I was like, "Look, I want to do this." I was like, "And if everything was if we become famous,
Right.
we'll be all right." Even though my husband is financially stable, I want to have my own. And me manifesting this and my podcast popping off because I also have my podcast on Facebook. I also have my
Nice.
Facebook. So I'm gonna branch out into YouTube. And it seems like the better that I'm getting, the more angrier he gets.
Well,
And I'm
maybe this
manifesting.
is
It's coming true. Like it's all coming true. Like everything I want is happening. I wanted him to be happy too. Like this is for us. And since it can't be for us, like I'm not gonna stop though.
of course you're not.
I'm not
It's
gonna
you
stop.
it's you living in your purpose. But you see, this is what I mean by putting in the work. Because he is obviously dealing with some type of issues, whether it's ego issues, you spending more time on social media, you spending more time with podcasts, you spending more time with your artists. Um, you have to figure out the why. What is the why? Do you know what the why is?
I don't know what his why is. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Well, we know what your why is. You living in your purpose.
Yeah.
But if you
But
love
again,
this man,
I believe that this is my path. I believe that this is what God want me to do. Because I've helped several people, and people have inboxed me and told me that my story has helped them, I love it. And then that's what I do it for. I want to better myself. I want to be better than I was 15 minutes ago.
facts, preach.
You know, I want to be better than myself than I was 3 minutes ago. I want to be better, not just for me, but for everybody else. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody in my circle to win. Even
Absolutely.
people not in my circle. Even the people who go against me. It's people who have gone against me, people who I thought was my friends, even on social media, that are not my friends. You know,
Yeah.
that stab you in the back, that be talking to you and then be trying to screw your boyfriend in the next minute, or, you know, in the next breath. I be talking to you and your boyfriend at the same time. You know, you got people like that in this world. You got people who snake you, and I've had it done to me, and I've only been in this industry 5 months, and I've already been snaked by DJs, snaked by my artists, snaked by people who try to get with my artists, and all these things that I never knew would be happening. That I thought that these people were real people, and they weren't.
Well, you know, that's another thing. The Instagram game is ruthless.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is.
ruthless. You gotta constantly be changing your brand. Imposter syndrome is real. People will take your ideas, flip it, and make it their own. We know that.
I know, or try
But
to do that. But I'm
but
glad that I try to keep I keep positive about everything, because to me, imitation is the purest form of, you know what I'm saying?
preach.
Flattery. Ain't that how I go? Ain't that the saying?
That's the
Imitation is
saying,
the
boo.
purest form of flattery. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I inspire you.
Let me tell you something, Mary. Um, I've heard your story. I've heard your story, and your story is very touching. And let me tell you something. A lot of people will not even cannot even imagine on this platform right now what you've been through.
I wish I
You
could,
are
like,
someone who had been through a lot. You originally from New York.
Bronx, New York.
You originally from New York, and I know you made your way down to Florida.
Yeah. I
I know.
hitchhiked. I hitchhiked to Florida with $1 in my pocket.
Mm.
I had $1 in my pocket,
And you hitchhiked to Florida.
and I hitchhiked to Florida.
And why did you leave? Why did you leave, and why?
I left the Bronx because I saw myself following that path. You know, where, you know, like, how can I explain it? Like my nieces, even my son. His goal was get some girl pregnant and he could get Section 8. That way he don't have to pay rent forever. That was like the path that I saw myself going. I love you too, Roxanne. That's the path that I
That's
saw myself
that's
going.
the generational curse path.
So I wanted to break it. I said, I'm not doing that. Like, this is not what I'm doing. And so I went, I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, look, I'm leaving here. I said, I'm going to Hunts Point, and I'm going to get on one of those trucks, and I don't care where it's going. I'm just getting on and I'm leaving. And she was like, you don't have no money? I asked this one guy, his name was Preacher Mike. I asked him to pray for me and to give me $1. And he prayed for me and he gave me that $1. I still have that $1. It ripped in half. I have half and Natasha has half. And I still have my half $1.
So it was your going back to the topic. Shout out to everybody who's joining. This is Mary. She jumped on our live, and we talking about manifesting our reality. So
Everybody
you,
needs to do it. Everybody can do it.
anybody can walk in their purpose. Mary, I also want to bring something up that I know from you is that you are a survivor.
Try. I
So
am.
shout out to that, because I think people often judge, and mamas, we definitely a podcast, we don't judge, because everybody got a story, everybody got a past. So if you on this platform judging, this ain't the platform for you.
Right.
You a survivor, Mary. I heard your story, and of course I don't want to speak your story, that's your story to tell, but I
If
just
you
want to
want me
tell
to
you
tell,
that
If you
you're
want me to tell the people, I will. I have no problem.
I mean, that's up to you, boo. That's up to you. I know from what I've heard that you are a survivor. And I love that. I love that you are a woman, regardless of what, trying to live out what it is that she wants to do. Because a lot of people can't do that.
Oh, thank you so much. You gonna
I
make
know
me
I do. I
cry.
appreciate it. Now, I'm not trying to make you cry, boo. I'm just letting you know, like, I see what you're doing. A lot of people are going to deter you're going to have a lot of haters. You're going to have a lot of naysayers. But again, you need to start setting boundaries in your life.
You're
And
right.
those boundaries may be with people that you love.
You're right. I remember, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, you guys were talking about boundaries on Mamas.
Yep.
And how, I think it was it Mamas or was it Tuesday Talks with Jazz? Or maybe it
It
was both.
probably was one of
Probably
them.
both.
Same shit.
Probably both. But they were saying, we were talking about boundaries. And I was saying how hard it is for me because I'm so full of love. Like everything, like that's all I know is love. Like you hurt me, I'm still gonna love you.
Yeah.
Like and it's hard because I have to get out of that. And how do I go about setting these boundaries?
How do you go about setting these boundaries? Is by telling people what you're not going to accept. You're not going to accept your husband telling you that you can't live in your purpose.
Right.
You're going to try to get down to the why that he's upset that you want to live in your purpose, but you're not going to allow him to stop you. You understand?
Right.
Because if he loves you, he should love you enough to know that this means a lot to you.
Right. And be on board with everything.
And be on board at whatever capacity. Because let me tell you something. On this platform, you may not have people who want to be on social media, spouses who want to be on social media, or who want to be, on the gram. But the least you could do is support from the back end.
Yeah, that's all I ask. That's all I ask. I don't ask him to fund anything because I put ads on Instagram. I got my I did a commercial for my podcast and it runs and it's an ad on Instagram and it's always running. Excuse me. So I don't ask him for money for that. It's only like $40 a week. You could do it for like $40 a week, but I don't ask him for the money to do that. I won't.
Let me ask you a question. I know that you've had a lot of ups and downs with your husband throughout your relationship.
Right.
Where do you see this going?
With him?
He's not, where do you see this going if he's not gonna allow you to walk in your purpose?
There's no way that he can allow me to do anything because I'm still gonna do it, whether he likes it or not. Like I work, so I could pay for my ads on Instagram. I could pay for my ads on Facebook. I could, you know what I'm saying? I could pay for whatever. If I need to pay a guest to come on my show, I could pay for it myself. So I don't ask him to participate at all. I just ask him to be there for me. I just need you to be there. I'll be by my side.
Do you think he's jealous?
I think he wants to do the same thing, but he doesn't have the heart to do it. Mm-hmm. I have the heart. Like I've always been like that. I've always been like put both feet in the water.
Yep.
I'm just.
And we were just talking about that. We were talking about setting boundaries in your life with people who are going to be negative when it comes to you fulfilling your purpose and manifesting your reality.
Yeah, like you want to like I come and I support mamas. I go to every podcast that I watch. And I try to stay as long as I can because I have responsibilities and I have to also build my own shit. So, like, I just, like, all I want is for people to treat me the way I treat them. That's all.
Preach.
Just treat me how I treat you. Like, I don't, if I'm like, come on, let's go to lunch. If I come to your hometown, you're in New York, right?
I'm actually in Jersey.
Okay, so you're in Jersey. I got family in Jersey. If I'm out in Jersey, let's meet at the Papa Bambas or wherever it is. What is it? The Papa Diaz, the local thing there, the pub that they have there. Let's meet there, have a cocktail, mimosa. I could pay for the mimosa next time I come in town, or if you come in my town and you see me, let's go out for mimosas. I'm still not gonna let you pay, but at least offer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I think, Mary, my honest opinion for you, girl, I think that you need to figure out the why as to why your hubby is feeling the way he is, if you still want to make it work. Now, if you got into
I try to make it work. I keep trying to make it work. But if you're not getting, if he's not putting out at least a quarter of what I'm putting in, then I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna last much longer, because, and it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt me, of course, because I love my husband. He was my best friend. Like, he used to support me and everything, but it's like it feels like he's so miserable inside, and I can't get rid of that misery.
I think a lot of the misery is stemming from the fact that he probably misses you.
How?
Because
We're together. We work together. We live together. It's not like we're hardly ever apart.
let me tell you something, because my husband probably misses me. I spend a lot of time doing content. I spend a lot of time doing things. So, I mean, that's why I said you got to get down to the why, boo. You got to get down to the
I'll
reason
try to
why
discuss
he's
it with
feeling
him
those
again.
emotions.
I'll try to discuss it with him again,
I
and
think
see
you
what.
should. I mean, if you've been together a long time and you saying that he loves you and that he has supported you in the past,
Yeah,
you really need to get down to an answer as to why he's not supporting you.
maybe it's like you said, maybe because he's jealous.
It could be ego, it could be jealousy, it
Yeah,
could
maybe
be
it
that
could be
he
his ego too. Maybe because I don't know. I ask him how he feel, and he don't explain to me how he feel. And I understand, like, his parents passed away like within months of each other, and I understand that, and I've been here for him, and I've been there for him. But I don't know why he expects me to grieve for them like he grieves for them. Like,
Okay, that's a whole nother topic, girl, because that's grief. There, you already know. Grief.
I think that's part of the negativity that he is
Absolutely.
throwing out.
That right there, you telling me right there, that's the why, girl.
That's what I wholeheartedly believe. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that.
I agree. I definitely think that that's the why. And I think that you need to have a really good conversation with him before you kind of take the next steps in your relationship, especially if you're saying that he loved you and he's been your biggest supporter for a very long time. You need to figure out
Yeah,
what has changed.
that's
And
what
grief can
I
do that.
ask these questions. I ask these questions. It could be at night when we laying in bed. It could be when we're riding in the car. I'll ask him, like, what's the problem? Like, what's going on? How are you doing? How do you feel? Because I remember when my mom died. When my mom died, my dad died when I was 7, but my mom died when I was going to turn 13, like a month before I turned 13. And, like, when my mom died, nobody asked me. They just shipped me to my aunt. They just shipped me to my auntie's house. Nobody, and when I got there, nobody even asked me how I was doing.
Mm.
Nobody said, my name is Mary Kathleen. My family calls me Kathy. Kathy, are you okay? Nobody asked me that.
Yeah, girl.
You know, and I know how that feels. So I try to do it, not to try to be, but to be your spouse that I am.
Well, you got to be his biggest support system, but he
I
has to
am. I
support you too.
try. I try to be.
Have you guys tried counseling?
He don't want to go.
I understand
Say he
that.
doesn't need anybody in his business.
Yeah, I understand that. That's a cultural thing. I honestly feel a lot of men do
I
not
don't
want to.
understand why he's Jewish. My husband's Jewish. He should love therapy.
Yeah, he should, but
Oh
it could
yeah,
also be.
I'm sorry, you guys didn't know that my husband's Jewish. I don't post it, but I'll post a picture of us today, so you
I
guys
think I
can
actually
see.
did see a video of you and your husband that actually did really well. You guys were dancing outside one day.
Yeah. That was on the back porch. Yeah.
I loved that video. I loved everything about your dynamic, so I could tell that you guys really, really love each other. So for
Yeah,
me,
man, that's my baby, man. I don't want
I
to.
think, Mary, I definitely think you need to give it some time. Give it some
Yeah,
time, boo.
I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not. My mama ain't raised no quitter.
Yeah,
12
don't
years that
quit.
she raised me, she told me all she told me was to love and be strong.
Yeah,
And
don't
I
quit
have to
on
be
him, boo. He
strong,
needs
and it's
you.
so hard. It's so hard being the strong one all the time.
Yeah. Oh, we talk about that in mamas all day. It is completely hard being strong all the time. But let me
I
tell
need
you
to.
something, girl. You
Ooh,
crying, You being emotional, you know what you're doing? You giving your feelings a voice.
Yeah, oof, it's hard. Like sometimes I feel so lonely inside, and then I want to. Ooh, it's hard. I get so sad, and then I get anxious, and like right now I'm having so many emotions. It's crazy.
I understand that because I suffer from anxiety too. And it is
I think I do have the anxiety too.
and anxiety can fuck you up in ways that you have never been fucked up before. So I know, girl.
Yeah, but it also this feels so good, like to finally be able to feel, because it's like I haven't been able to like feel anything.
What is causing you anxiety?
I think it's because I want to do so much so good, and I want to be acknowledged by my husband.
Mm,
I just want him to acknowledge that at least.
mm,
I'm glad that you're sticking to something. You know, I'm
right.
glad that you're at least doing something and sticking to it.
Mm.
I'll take that. I don't need you to say, "Oh my God, you're the greatest." Nah, great job, babe. You know?
Has he ever in the past gave you kudos for anything that you've done?
Yeah, yeah, he has things that I've done for him, like work.
No, not for him. For
Oh, yeah,
yourself.
period.
For
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. Like when I be like I used to always say I didn't get my driver's license until I was 45 years old because I was so scared of, and I know how to drive. It's not like I don't know how to drive. I just, I just anxiety, I guess.
Yeah.
It stopped me from going to get my license. So my husband told me, I said, I pay for driver's license. I pay for driver's ed.
The driving test?
Yes, I pay for the driver's ed classes. And he was like, "Oh my God, that's awesome! You're finally getting over fear." Like that's what I want him back. That's who I
But
want back. I don't want this miserable little goat that I live with.
but understand that this miserable little goat is dealing with grief.
I know, and I
And
get
grief
it.
don't got no time limit, boo.
I know, and that's the sucky part.
That
When
is
you
the
can't
sucky
put a
part.
time on it, like some certain things you can put a time on. You can be like, "All right, pull your bootstraps up, bitch. Let's go." You know, like say a breakup or like not a long breakup, like when we were younger and we broke up, dudes, we broke up with guys, and our friends be like, "Come on, bitch, the best way to get over him is to get under another." You know what I'm saying? Like that's how my husband used to encourage me. Like, you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? That's how
Well, you know what? He sounds like a pretty amazing man. I
he
think.
is. I love Scott, Jason Levy. I love my husband.
Mm. So you
I
know
love him.
what? It sounds to me that you've already made your decision. You love him. You're gonna stick with him.
That's my man. I'm gonna stand beside
You're gonna
him.
stand beside him. I saw that real girl.
I will stand beside him.
But no, seriously, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here and
I love
tell your
talking to you
story.
guys. You make me feel. I like that.
You make us feel good too. I like I said, you a survivor. I love your story, and one day I want you to come on, not today because you're emotional, but one day I want you to come on and tell your story because I think you can empower so many women with your
Okay.
story.
I will. Whenever you guys ready, let me know.
I will be contacting you so that we can do that. I appreciate you. My advice to you is stick with him.
I am.
He gonna come
Okay.
around.
I'm gonna stay beside
You gonna
you.
stay beside him.
when we
All
go
right,
into
my love.
when we go into the BET Awards and you can bring your blessings, it's gonna be me and you and your husband.
Don't worry, girl. I'm gonna see you at the top
We're gonna
because
be
we're
at the
gonna be at the
BET
top together.
Awards. Y'all gonna be at my pluses at the BET Awards, you and your husband.
All right, love. Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming on. That's dope. I appreciate you. I'm gonna end this show.
No, keep going. Other people might want to talk to you.
Okay. Well, you jump off, and I'll see how it flies in the
All
comments.
right. I'm gonna
All
jump
right,
off. Love
boo.
y'all.
We love you too, Mary. Oh, you see, guys, manifesting your reality can you can help somebody else out. And that's what I wanted this platform to be. I wanted this platform to be organic. I wanted it to be authentic. And I wanted people to come on and tell their stories and share experiences. And I manifested that into mamas. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. You can do it too. And today was an amazing show. We spoke all about how to manifest your reality, how to manifest your wants into reality. So if you guys are just tuning in, you got to watch the playback. It was amazing. It was super dope. Drop one in the comments if you felt everything that I was saying today. Throw some hearts up if you appreciated what I had to say. Just know that I am a woman like y'all. I go through it like y'all. I feel, I hurt. And the more we start coming together and we start embracing other people's stories and not judging, is when we gonna start fully walking in our purpose. So for everybody coming on, I love you guys much. For everybody newly on, just watch the playback. I'll be posting it soon to the page. Don't forget to check out, oh my God, before I leave, I gotta tell you guys, tomorrow is an amazing milestone for me. I'm going to be on the Vibe exclusive show. It's going to be premiering tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube Live. So if you guys want to be on, if you guys want to check me out and support me, I would appreciate it. It's tomorrow, 7 p.m. YouTube Live. It will be my first interview. He's going to be interviewing me. And I am super, super proud of this. And I'm humbled by it. And I want to thank all of y'all for coming on. That's dope. Please tune in tomorrow. We also have the Pillow Talk podcast. We're going to also be doing an interview with them at 9 o'clock. So we have a lot of things going on tomorrow. Check our stories so that you can hear specifics about that. And also specifics about Saturday. We're going to still do our live and still what we do. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I hope that with this live, you guys are able to manifest your wants into reality. I hope that I can inspire you to go there, because as talking through y'all, I'm inspiring myself. I know when I get out of here, I got some things I got to do myself. So just letting you know, we all not perfect. We all grinding. We all trying to make it. And I will see you guys at the top. All right? Because I'm going to be at the top. And I know y'all going to be there with me, especially if you keep watching Mamas. All right, guys. Love you guys much. Have an amazing night. And until the next video, I'll see you guys soon.